Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 83 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading from Leviticus chapter 4, 2 Samuel 13, Psalms 85, Proverbs 21, and Book of Job 11. We'll be reading from the Scriptures, 2009, Leviticus 4 on page 106. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, When a being sins by mistake against any of the commands of Yahweh, which are not to be done, and shall do any of them, if the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, then he shall bring to Yahweh for his sin, which he has sinned, a young bull, a perfect one, as a sin offering, and he shall bring the bull to the door of the tent of the appointment before Yahweh, and shall lay his hand on the bull's head, and slay the bull before Yahweh. And the anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood, and bring it to the tent of appointment. And the priest shall dip his finger in the blood, and sprinkle some of the blood 7 times before Yahweh in front of the veil of the set-apart place. And the priest shall put some of the blood on the horns of the slaughter place of sweet incense before Yahweh, which is in the tent of appointment, and pour all the blood of the bull at the base of the slaughter place as an ascending offering, which is at the door of the tent of appointment. Then he takes all the fat of the bull as the sin offering, the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat that is on the entrails, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them by the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he removes with the kidneys, as it was taken from the bull of the slaughter place, a peace offering. And the priest shall burn them on the slaughter place of the ascending offering. But the skin of the bull, and all its flesh, with its head and legs, its entrails and dung, all the bull, he shall bring outside the camp to a clean place, where the ashes are poured out, and burn it on wood with fire. Where the ashes are poured out, and out of it is burned. And if the entire congregation of Israel strays by mistake, and the matter has been hidden from the eyes of the assembly, and they have done against any of the commands of Yahweh, which are not to be done, and shall be guilty, when the sins which they have sinned becomes known, then the assembly shall bring a young bull for the sin, and bring it before the tent of appointment. And the elders of the congregation shall lay their hands on the head of the bull before Yahweh, and the bull shall be slain before Yahweh. And the anointed priest shall bring some of the bull's blood to the tent of appointment, and the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before Yahweh in front of the veil, and put some of the blood on the horns of the slaughter place, which is before Yahweh in the tent of appointment, and pour all the blood at the base of the slaughter place as an ascending offering, which is at the door of the tent of appointment. Then he takes all the fat from it, and shall burn it in the slaughter place. And he shall do with the bull as he did with the bull as a sin offering, so shall he do it. And the priest shall make an atonement for them, and it shall be forgiven them. And he shall bring the bull outside the camp, burn it as he burned the first bull. It is a sin offering for the assembly. When a ruler sins and by mistake has done against any of the commands of Yahweh, his Elohim, which are not to be done, and shall be guilty. Or if his sin which he has sinned is made known to him, that he shall bring of his offering a buck of goats, a male, a perfect one. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the goat, and slay it at the place where they slay the ascending offering before Yahweh. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and he shall put it on the horns of the slaughter place of sending offering, and pour its blood at the base of the slaughter place of the sending offering, and burn all of its fat on the slaughter place, like the fat of the slaughter place peace offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him for his sin, and it shall be forgiven him. And if any being of the people of the land sins by mistake, by doing against the commands of Yahweh, which are not to be done, and shall be guilty, or if his sin which he has sinned shall be made known to him, that he shall bring as an offering a female goat, a perfect one, for his sin which is he sinned, and he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering, and slay the sin offering at the place of the sending offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood on his finger, and he shall put it on the horns of the slaughter place of a sending offering, and pour all the blood at the base of the slaughter place. Then remove all the fat, as fat is removed from the slaughter place, a peace offering. And the priest shall burn it on the slaughter place for a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. And the priest shall make atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he brings a lamb as his sin offering, he brings a female perfect one, and he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering, and slay it as a sin offering at the place where they lay the ascending offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and shall put it on the horns of the slaughter place of ascending offering, and pour all the blood at the base of the slaughter place. Then he removes all the fat, as the fat of the lamb is removed from the slaughtering of a peace offering. And the priest shall burn it on the slaughter place according to the fire offering to Yahweh. So the priest shall make atonement for his sin that he has sinned, and it shall be forgiven him. On to 2 Samuel chapter 13, on page 328. And after this it came to be that Absalom, son of David, had a beautiful sister, whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, son of David, loved her. And Amnon was distressed, even to become sick, because of his sister Tamar, for she was a maiden. And it was hard in the eyes of Ammon to do whatever to her. And Ammon had a friend whose name was Yodab, son of Shimon, David's brother. Now Yobab was a very wise man, and said to him, "Why are you, the sovereign sons, becoming thinner day by day? Explain it to me." And Ammon said to him, "I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister." And Yobab said to him, "Lie down on your bed and pretend to be sick. And when your father comes to see you, say to him, 'Please let my sister Tamar come and give me food, and make the food before my eyes, so I see it and eat it from her hand.'" So Ammon lay down and pretended to be sick. And when the sovereign came to see him, Ammon said to the sovereign, "Please let Tamar, my sister, come and make a couple of cakes for me before my eyes, so I can eat from her hand." And David sent Tamar to the house, saying, "Please go to the house of your brother Ammon and make food for him." So Tamar went to her brother Ammon's house while he was lying down. And she took dough and kneaded it, and made cakes before his eyes, and baked the cakes. And he took And she took the pan and turned them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Ammon said, "Make everyone go away from me." And they went away from him. And Ammon said to Tamar, "Bring the food into the bedroom that I eat from your hand." And Tamar took the cakes which she made and brought them to Ammon, her brother, in the bedroom. And she brought them to him to eat. And he took hold of her and said to her, "Come, lie with me, my sister." And she answered him, "No, my brother, do not humble me, for it is not done so in Israel. Do not do this wickedness. And where could I take my shame? And you would be like one of the fools of Israel. And now please speak to the sovereign, for he would not withhold me from you." But he would not listen to her voice, and being stronger than she, he humbled her and lay with her. Ammon then hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred with which he hated her was greater than the love with which he had loved her. And Ammon said to her, "Arise and go." And she said to him, "No, for this evil of sending me away is worse than other that you have done to me." But he would not listen to her. And he called his young man serving him and said, "Now put this one out away from me, and bolt the door behind her." And she had a long coat, for the sovereign maiden's daughter wore such garments. And his servant put her out and bolted the door behind her. And Tamar put ashes on her head, and took her long coat that was on her, and put her hand on her head, and went away crying bitterly. And Absalom, her brother, said to her, "Has Ammon your brother been with you? But now keep silent, my sister. He is your brother. Do not take this matter to heart." So Tamar remained in the house of her brother Absalom, but was ruined. And sovereign David heard all these reports, and he was very wroth. And Absalom spoke to his brother Ammon, neither good nor evil, for Absalom hated Ammon, because he had humbled his sister Tamar. And it came to be after 2 years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Baal Hasor, which is beside Ephraim. And Absalom invited all the sons of the sovereign. And Absalom came to the sovereign and said, "See, your servant has sheep shearers. Please let the sovereign and his servants go with your servant." But the sovereign said to Absalom, "No, my son, let us not all go now, lest we be too heavy on you." And he urged him, but he would not go, and he blessed him. And Absalom said, "If not, please let my brother Ammon go with us." And the sovereign said to him, "Why should he go with you?" And Absalom urged him, so he let Ammon and all the sons of the sovereign go with him. And Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, "Watch, and when the heart of Ammon is glad with wine, and I shall say to you, strike Ammon, then kill him. Do not be afraid. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and brave." Then the servants of Absalom did to Ammon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the sons of the sovereign rose up, and each one mounted his mule and fled. And it came to be, while they were on the way, that news came to David, saying, "Absalom has stricken all the sons of sovereign, and not one of them is left." And the sovereign rose up and tore his garments and lay on the ground, and all his servants stood by with their garments torn. And Joban, son of Shimon, David's brother, answered and said, "Do not let my master say that they have killed all the young men, the sons of the sovereign, for only Ammon is dead." For by the mouth of Absalom this has been appointed from the day that he humbled his sister Tamar. And now let not my master, the sovereign, take the matter to his heart, to think that all the sons of the sovereign are dead, for only Ammon is dead. And Absalom fled, and the young man who was watching lifted up his eyes and looked, and saw many people were coming from behind him on the side of the hill. And Yodab said to the sovereign, Look, the sons of the sovereign are coming, as your servant said, so it is. And it came to be, as soon as he had finished speaking, that look, the sons of the sovereign came, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And the sovereign too, and all his servants, wept very bitterly. But Absalom fled, and went to Talmai, son of Ammiel, sovereign of Geshur, and David mourned for his son all the days. So Absalom fled, and went to Geshur, and was there 3 years. Sovereign David then longed to go to Absalom, for he had been comforted concerning Ammon, because he was dead. Psalms 85 on page 695. Yahweh, you shall take pleasure in your land. You shall turn back the captivity of Jacob. You shall take away the crookedness of your people. You shall cover all their sins, Salah. You shall withdraw all your wrath. You shall turn your fierce displeasure. Turn from your fierce displeasure. Turn back to us, O Elohim of our deliverance, and cause your vexation toward us to cease. Would you be enraged with us forever? Would you draw out your displeasure from generation to generation? Would you not revive us again for your people to rejoice in you? Show us your loving commitment, O Yahweh, and give us your deliverance. Let me hear what else Yahweh speaks. For he speaks peace to his people and to his loving committed ones, and let them not turn again to folly. Truly, his deliverance is near to those who fear him. For glory to dwell in our land. Loving commitment and truth shall meet. Righteousness and peace shall kiss. Truth sprouts forth from the earth, and righteousness looks down from the heaven. Indeed, Yahweh gives what is good, and our land yields its increase. Righteousness goes before him, and prepares a way for his footsteps. Psalms 21 on page 748. The sovereign's heart is as channels of water. In the hand of Yahweh, he turns it wherever he wishes. All man's ways are right in his own eyes, but Yahweh weighs the hearts. To do righteousness and right ruling is more acceptable to Yahweh than a slaughtering. A haughty look, a proud heart, the lamp of the wrong are sin. The plans of the hard worker lead only to plenty, but all rash haste only to poverty. Gaining treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor, heading for death. The spoil of the wrong catches them, because they refuse to do right ruling. The way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the innocent, his work is right. It is better to dwell in the corner of a roof than a house shared with a contentious woman. The desire of the wrong is set upon evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. The righteous one understands the house of the wrong. He overthrows the wrong for their evil. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor, let him also cry and not be heard. A gift in secret subdues displeasure, and a bribe in the bosom strong wrath. To do right ruling is joy to the righteous, but ruin to the workers of wickedness. A man who strays from the way of understanding rests in the assembly of the dead. He who loves pleasure is a poor man. He who loves wine and oil does not become rich. The wrong is ransom for the righteous, and the treacherous for the straight. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and vexed woman. Desirable treasure and oil are in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swallows it up. He who pursues righteousness and loving commitment finds life, righteousness, and esteem. A wise one scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue guards his life from distress. Proud, haughty scoffer is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the lazy man slays him, for his hands refuse to work. He covets greedily all day long, but the righteous gives and does not withhold. The slaughtering of the wrong is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wickedness? False witness perishes, but the man who obeys speaks forever. The wrong man hardens his face, but as for the straight, he establishes his way. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against Yahweh. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but the deliverance is of Yahweh. Book of Job on page 765. And Tosafar, the Naamanite, answered and said, Should a multitude of words go unanswered, and should a man of lips be declared right? Should your babbling silence men, and should you mock, and no one make you ashamed? Since you have said my discourse is flawless, and I have been clean in your eyes. But if only Ella would speak, and open his lips against you, and show you the secrets of wisdom, doubling your ability, know then that Ella forgets some of your crookedness for you. Would you find out Ella by search out the end of the Almighty? It is higher than the heavens. What would you do? Deeper than Sheol, what would you know? Their measure is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. If he passes through and shuts up and gathers, then who does reverse it? For he knows false men. When he sees wickedness, does he not consider it? But a senseless man takes heart when a wild donkey's colt is born a man. If you would prepare your heart and stretch out your hands toward him, if wickedness were in your hand, put it far away, and do not let perverseness dwell in your tents. Then indeed you shall lift up your face without spot, and you shall stand firm and not be afraid. Because you would forget sorrow and remember it as waters that have passed away, and your life would be brighter than noon. You would soar upward, you would be like the morning. You shall trust, because there is expectancy, and when you have searched, you shall lie down in safety, and you shall rest, and no one make you afraid. And many shall seek your favor, but the eyes of the wrong are consumed, and they shall not escape, and their expectancy is the breathing out of life. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.